Alright, so here we have it field stripped. As you can see, really simple to take apart. Basically the same process as a Glock. Make sure the gun is empty and safe completely. Point it in the safe direction, dry fire it. Pull the slide back just a touch. Pull the bars down that let the slide off the rails. Take the slide off. This looks like it's not captured, but I'm pretty certain it is. I cannot take this off without undoing. I think there's a... No, it's just wrapped around, okay, a lip there. All right, so yeah, this technically is not captured, I wouldn't say, but you're not going to lose it. It's not going to come off. And I think this is only like this on the P10S. Do not quote me on that. I don't have a C or an F to check. I want one, don't have the money. But this works fine. You're not going to lose it. The barrel is interesting on this gun in particular, because this is a P10S, and because of some very underhanded, shitty, and horrible politicians in the 60s passed something called the Gun Control Act of 1968, and it said that handguns had to have a sporting purpose to come into the country, because the politicians of the day were ass mad for some reason about cheap guns from Germany that were like pocket shitty zinc flame revolvers. They were mad about those being used in city crime, which is absolutely retarded, because if those guns weren't being used in city crime, then a fucking knife would be, or a fucking vehicle, or anything. If someone's gonna rob a fucking store, it doesn't matter what armament they have, they're gonna do it. I mean, it's retarded to think stopping cheap handgun sales is going to do anything to lower overall violent crime. But then again, politicians aren't known for their brightness. So that's what brings me to this gun. This gun had to be assembled in the U.S. because it's too small to be imported legally. So normally in the Czech Republic, where these guns should be produced, they use a cold hammer forged polygonal rifled barrel. This is interesting because I do not know. There's no Czech markings on it, so I'm assuming it's an American barrel, and I do not know the specs on it. There is none listed. Now, I can't tell. I need to learn. I'm not a super talented gunsmith just yet. I'm training. I cannot tell if this is a polygonal rifled barrel. I assume so, because I don't know why they would change that, and there certainly is enough makers in the U.S., and I do not know if it's cold hammer forged. Now, that doesn't matter, because this is a pistol. This is handling pistol rounds. This isn't handling rifle rounds. Even if this is just a shitty, generic cut rifle barrel, this is still going to last like 100,000 rounds. Easy. Easy. There's a Glock. I mean, that is a cold hammer forged chrome or a nitrided barrel, but there is a Glock that's had like over 100,000 rounds through it on display somewhere. Now, the good thing is on the P10 series in general is that is a massive fucking locking block, much bigger than the Glocks. And notice there's much more meat there on the that position. You're definitely not going to suffer some failures and bulges that early like Gen 2 and Gen 3 Glocks, I believe, had. Not sure on that. Glocks are fine. I'm not criticizing them. They're excellent guns. I need to get one. I've had several over the years, but sold them. They're just a little boring. You know, same way I kind of feel about ARs. I love ARs. I just get tired of them, and I think the market's way oversaturated with them. But otherwise, they're good. They're great guns too. Very reliable, very tough. They have their flaws too, just like the AKs do. Namely, I hate the charging handle, but that's besides the point. Anyways, this gun has been pretty reliable for me, even though I think it's assembled in the U.S. I do believe the slide is originally Czech because it has some markings on it. I think they did the finish machining probably here. I have no clue about the barrel, which aggravates me. And the recoil system's good. This gun, for a little gun, it has some snap, because all little guns do, especially if they're a 9mm. But it's not horrible. My mother can shoot it. Anyone can shoot it. This is a 12 round magazine, but it's got the +2 base plate, so it's got 14. Federal HST, I believe these are 124 grain. They are. Generally, I'll carry HSTs. They're excellent choice. They're amazing projectiles. And 14 rounds is good for a carry pistol. Excellent. These magazines have been very reliable. They're metal, so they're not as bulky as like the Glock plastic mags. They actually remind me a lot of the H&K mags. Now, they have all these cuts in them to facilitate locking into different guns CZ makes. Like the P07, P09, I believe. I don't think these magazines would fit in it because they're way too short. But regardless, yeah, excellent gun. Can't recommend it enough, for me at least. It's been fine carrying. There's been no corrosion. I'm kind of a bigger guy. Like, don't worry, I'm not like morbidly fucking obese, but I'm not skinny either, and I sweat a lot. So this has held up to the sweat just fine. Of course, I keep my guns clean. I'm not a retard. At least not fully a retard. All right. So yeah, this is the CZ-P10S. Great gun. Can't recommend it enough.